Okay, the FA Cup fourth round draw has thrown up possibly the tie to end all ties. Arsenal versus Man United. Now, this may not have the same draw that it did when Ferguson and Wenger were in charge, because you've got Unai Emery and Solskjaer now, two young managers with some positive outlook. But hang on a second. Both these managers want to stay at their clubs long term. Solskjaer has said he doesn't want to leave Man United, even though it's an interim appointment for now. But look at the reaction the players have given him. Unai Emery, look at that long unbeaten run at the beginning of the season. There was a lot of games that they won this season or drew this season that they would have lost last season under Wenger or seasons under Wenger in recent years. Arsenal are rebuilding in a sense. They've got a new philosophy under Unai Emery, and Solskjaer is starting the revolution at Man United. The thing is, while these may not be the teams they were 10, 15 years ago at their peak, when you had the heavyweights of Wenger and Ferguson managing, and some of the heavyweights like Roy Keane and Vieira in midfield, this is still going to be a brilliant matchup with two very positive, expansive managers who like the expansive, positive game. We could have a high-scoring end-to-end battle that will entertain not only Arsenal, Man United fans, but also the neutrals. And I think this is something that the FA Cup has been crying out for quite a few years now. We've seen what I've seen in the third round is a lot of empty seats at FA Cup ties this season, which is a concern for me. This should be a packed house at the Emirates. The atmosphere is going to be electric, and we could see a respark of that rivalry. The rivalry has got a bit stale in recent seasons. Both sides haven't really been in contention for the Premier League. They've declined somewhat. They're still European level sides, but they're not the top sides in the Premier League. Arsenal have been fourth or fifth for a long time now. Man United again have declined somewhat, not been great at times since Ferguson retired. This could be the spark that ignites this rivalry again and ignites these two sides to kick on, because this could be the tie. This is going to be the tie of the round. This is going to be an action-packed affair. There's going to be no quarter given. I don't think either side wants a replay, so they're going to go and win outright. And while I was wrong in last night's prediction saying it would be a high-scoring game, Wolves-Liverpool, it wasn't, and an entertaining game, which it wasn't. I do honestly believe this will be an exceptionally entertaining game, and the high scoring. Now, what is interesting is whether they decide to go for their full strength lineups or they put a lot of youth in. I've noticed even with Wolves, Liverpool, two Premier League clubs going at it last night, a lot of changes, a lot of changes, and I felt some of them were possibly unnecessary. Um, if Solskjaer is serious about the Man United job long term, I think he's going to go for this. He's going to put a full strength lineup out and say to those players, go out, play and win. And I would say for Unai Emery, Solskjaer has played and won this competition. Unai Emery, foreign manager, never managed in England before. How seriously will he take the competition? Well, if he knows his history, if he reads his history books, he'll take it pretty seriously. This is silverware you want to win. And both Man United and Arsenal on the periphery of not making the Champions League this season. The FA Cup is a good gateway to get into Europe. So I can see this being taken very seriously by both managers, and I can see the sets of players going for it hammer and tong. It's going to be a ding dong. I'm not going to predict a winner at this stage because we're that far out, but Man United are on a good run of form. Arsenal have been much better this season than last season. They've won games that they would have drawn, and they've drawn games they would have lost last year. So they have made marked improvements under Unai Emery. It's going to be a really intense affair. Both teams have played already each other this season. It was a 2-2 draw in the league this season in their first meeting. But things have changed since that first meeting. We now know Aaron Ramsey is not staying at the club. He may leave this transfer window. We know that Solskjaer has replaced Mourinho. Mourinho was in charge at the time, and Man United were in a more negative mindset. So the mindset of Man United has changed. We know that Unai Emery is possibly going to add players in this transfer window because he knows he needs to replace Aaron Ramsey. There's a couple of links in with the ex-players of either club facing each other, like Welbeck and an ex-Man United player, Sanchez, ex-Arsenal player. That's going to be an interesting little battle there. Mkhitaryan's injured, which is unfortunate because it would be nice to see him play as well. I think he's injured. But Sanchez facing his ex-teammates at Arsenal, Welbeck facing some of his ex-teammates at Man United. That's a little backstory that people don't realise. It's going to be an interesting matchup of minds as well. What tactics will be used? I can see Man United being the more physical of the two sides, but Arsenal are showing more fight this season in the physical battle than they were under Wenger. I think Unai Emery has realised they need to have that steely determination and to mix with the substance. So it's going to be a full-blooded encounter. I can't see either side holding back. I think they've got to target this competition as silverware they can win. And with both sides' history in the competition, it doesn't take a genius to work out this trophy means something to these sides. How many of the youth players or younger players play on either side is up to squad rotation and the manager's discretion. I would like to see more of a full-strength lineup for both sides go at it. I think that will give the tie the quality it deserves. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Tie of the round for me. And in a few weeks, we get to see these two FA Cup heavyweights go head-to-head. And I really believe this is going to be possibly the tie of the FA Cup this year. This could be the match that makes the FA Cup this year. And I hope it's a sellout. I've seen a lot of empty seats over the weekend at the FA Cup, on the match of the day and on the live games. A lot of empty seats. It'd be nice to see a sellout in the FA Cup. It'd be nice to see two full-strength sides go toe-to-toe for 90 minutes. And if it has to go to a replay, so be it. This is going to be an amazing matchup. I hope it doesn't go to a replay, but if it does, that's an extra game of this intense rivalry to play out. And we know how Man United and Arsenal in the history books have not liked each other over the years. It's going to be fun to watch. Thank you very much for watching. I'll have some more videos for you soon.